Today is the 4th of March, 2019. It is a Monday. It is typical crappy English weather out there. But actually, I shouldn't say that because it's kind of sunny, which is nice. It's been warmer recently. See behind me? Kind of sunny, but kind of cloudy. So I'm making this video. It's a fertility update. It's quite interesting. When I last done a fertility update, I was talking about how my appointments had got moved and that when I thought in April that I would be having my next appointment for my fertility stuff, they moved it to June. And then I also got a message last week saying that they're actually moving it again to August. So I was pretty stressed out about that. I was just like, oh my god, like, because that would have meant that I would have started Clomid, which is like the next step in fertility drugs. So it makes you, it helps your body to ovulate, which is where my body is struggling. Even though I have periods that are on and off, they're not full periods. They're like, sorry, I should have put you on a stand. They're not full sort of normal periods. They're like, it's like just lining that's bleeding, not like an egg. I'm not ovulating. So I was a bit stressed out about that. So I called them on Monday. My little Peter Rabbit, Keen's little teddy, and his pajama bottoms. So I called the doctors on Monday, I think it was like the week that I got that letter saying that it'd been moved again to August, just to say, look, can I please have a call back? I wanted to speak to my doctor about maybe changing consultant. If they're always going to change my appointment, I would rather go with another consultant because I just felt like the start was just getting moved. And, you know, anyone out there who's trying for a baby, it's already sort of been a year and a bit. So it's, even though it's been a year since I was pregnant, it's actually nearly been 2 years, I think, that I've been trying, which is quite, it feels like a long time, I guess. But I'm one of the lucky ones because I've got 2 children as well. But, so yeah, but also I think because of my PCOS, I wanted to try the Clomid, see what would happen, see if it would work. But obviously they kept moving that around. So that was last week. That was around like the end week of February. So we're in the first week of March now, and I was pretty down last week, as you guys know, with the date being moved, but then also I got a letter that stated that my blood test had shown that the Metformin, I'm not ovulating, so I don't know if it was, they're not sure if it was working or not, if it needed to be in my system a bit longer or what needed to happen. So I need to cut that side of my fringe. It's a bit too low over there, isn't it? Yeah, because it's really hard. Like, I struggle to say it like out loud now. But I found out on Sunday that I'm actually pregnant. So despite the fact that I wasn't ovulating, I clearly was, or the month after I was, because I am pregnant. So what happened was I was due on what I thought was due on with my condition. I never know when I'm due on, but I have a rough estimate, and I normally feel, you know, you have the feelings like they're going to come on. So I was having those, but then as time went on, like, you know, my boobs got really sore, and that last time that happened, I was pregnant a year ago. So I said to Nick, like, I should just do one to rule it out anyway. I normally do every month just to rule it out anyway. Like, when you're trying for a baby, like, it's normal to do one every month to just see what's going on. So yeah, so basically I had my last period on January 20th, the 20th of January. So that was my last cycle, like my period. So if I go by that, it makes me 7 weeks right now. But because my cycles have been a bit further along, I think I might have ovulated a bit later. So I think that I'm probably around between 5 and 7 weeks. That's the window I'm going to give myself. So that's where I think I'm about. But it was quite an interesting ordeal because I didn't think I had any pregnancy tests left in the house. I said to Nick, "You don't have any, I'm going to have to order some more," because I just ordered the ones off the eBay, like the little stick ones, and just use them because I don't want to use the proper ones because one, they're expensive, and two, you know, if they're negative, I think it's more of a shock, especially the digital ones when it's like not pregnant. That's like upsets me a lot. So we just done the stick one first, and I'd done the stick one, and a second line came up, but it came up a bit later than maybe the test window. And I don't know if anyone's heard of EVAP lines, but an EVAP line is when you've done the stick and the test line comes up, but then an EVAP line comes up. So the EVAP line is where the positive line would be, but it's colourless, it's grey in colour, which means it's just like an evaporation of your urine. So it's almost like a false positive. So they're really hard to read, and I don't trust them because I've had EVAPs before where I thought I am and then I'm not. So I was like, I'm not sure. And then as time went on, we noticed that it did have the pink dye in it. So I showed, at first I was unsure, I showed Nick, and it's really annoying because I had all this thing planned for when I found out I was pregnant, but when you're in the moment, you just want some support, and I wanted Nick to be there for me anyway. So I said to him, like, what do you think? He looked at it and he was like, I think that's positive. I'm going to go get a test. So he was like, right. This was literally like 11 o'clock at night. I think Tesco's shuts at like 11:30. So he literally had like half an hour to go, and he literally ran out the house. I think he was more excited than me, actually. I think he actually thought I was more than I did. We've had signs on and off, like a few weeks ago, and over the course of this time, I've been getting up out of bed to go to the toilet, and because Nick sleeps on the outside of the bed, I sort of have to sort of climb over him to go to the toilet, and he's noticed me just getting up and going to the loo. And even he said that, like, when he was asleep and I sort of woke him up, he actually thought one of the nights last week or the week before, he was sort of like, why is she getting up to go for a wee? She never does that. So, but I thought it might be because I've been drinking more, because obviously I've been doing the plan. I've been really up in my water intake and going to the gym and stuff. So I thought, oh, I'm probably just going all the time because I'm drinking so much now, which happened last time that I sort of tried to start getting healthy in that. So that's what I thought it was. But yeah, so he got the digital. And yeah, and then I done the test. What happened was I didn't actually do the test when he got it. I was like, let's do it in the morning. You know, the first morning urine and all that's meant to be stronger. We'll do it then. Fine. So we went to bed. I could not sleep. Nick could not sleep. I needed a wee. So I was like, I'm going for a wee. I think by this point, Nick had sort of nodded off a little bit. And then I just got out of bed. I went to the bathroom. I done the test, and I literally I remember putting it on the side by, you know, the bit behind the toilet. I put it on there. And I remember I looked in the mirror and I was like, saying to myself, like, if you're not, it's okay. We're going to sort this out. We're going to speak to the doctors. You're going to go on your Clomid. It will happen. It might not be happening right now. You're okay. And it literally just flickered and it said pregnant. So the weeks hadn't come up yet, just the pregnant bit. And I freaked out. I literally grabbed the test. I was like, Nick! He flew down the corridor in our flat. If anyone's been to our flat, you know how long our blooming corridor is. It's really long. So he sort of flew down there and gave me this massive hug. But I was shaking. Like I think I was in full shock. I could not stop crying. I couldn't, like, my breathing was crazy because I was like, oh my God. I just couldn't stop crying. I was shaking. Nick was crying. But it was really lovely that we got to do that. That was at 1 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning. That was on the 3rd of March. So we found out properly on the 3rd. So yeah, and it's the 4th today. So I wanted to do my video as soon as possible because I wanted to keep how I'm feeling in it. So so far, really sore boobs, that's all. I've had a bit of on and off sickness every now and then, but not like actually being sick, just nausea, I should say, like just the feeling. I'm trying to eat really well in the morning. I'm trying to make sure I drink a lot. I'm obviously taking my medication anyway. I'm going to carry on with my Metformin because it seemed to have worked with my ovulation. So I started it in the November. So I started November with my Metformin. That's when I had the blood test that showed that I wasn't ovulating, or the December one. I can't remember now. It might have been December's one. And then obviously I had a period in January, and then February I fell pregnant, and here I am. So basically sort of 2-3 rounds of Metformin worked for me, which is amazing. I couldn't wrap my head around, like, being pregnant's one thing, which is obviously the goal that I've been trying to do for ages, and I'm like, it's so shocking. I'm so fucking happy and so excited to have a baby. But I'm in shock that I actually ovulated. Like, imagine for a year thinking that your body's not doing what every other woman's body's doing, you know, the ones that don't have PCOS. Like, imagine thinking every woman out there who's pregnant or trying to get pregnant at least has a shot because she's ovulating, she's doing what her body's meant to do to then get pregnant, but yours won't. So even if you're trying, it's irrelevant because there's no egg there. That's how I felt for like the last year. And I just felt like I was constantly letting Nick down. You know, every time I'd get a negative, I think he would always have like a ray of hope of like, oh, maybe she did ovulate this time. And it's just so funny. Like, I literally met up with my friend, and she's quite far along in her pregnancy now. Not like literally that day. And I'm giving her all this sort of advice, and we're just talking about pregnancy in general, and like when the baby comes, and we're just having like nice little chat. So funny, I'm sitting there yabbering my mouth off, but I'm pregnant, and I didn't know until the morning. So funny. So yeah, so if you guys are watching this, I'm a lot further along, hopefully. I am 12 weeks, maybe a bit more. And I would have told people, and everything would be great. You guys know that I've had losses, so it doesn't leave your mind. But I am 100% determined to just stay positive. Just stay positive. And I said to Nick, if that did happen again, and it would be devastating again, it would. At least my body, I know the Metformin works, I know I'm ovulating, and I know I can get pregnant. So that's a good thing. I just need to stay positive and keep this little baby and eat really well. I'm going to drop the gym because of my previous losses. I don't want to do any strenuous exercise. I don't want to risk that. As it is, I walk up this massive hill every day to get my kids from school. So that's all I'm going to do for now. But yeah, that's it. So we're going to be having a baby hopefully in October. So I've got the whole of summer to be very big and pregnant. So that'll be fun. I've never been pregnant through summer, so that'll be great. Both my babies are spring babies, so I normally get pregnant at the end of summer. And then, so this will be completely different. So I'm really excited. Nick's buzzing. He can't stop talking about it. He's so excited. Every time he looks at me, he's like, you're pregnant. So we're really happy. And I'll keep you guys updated with all the scans, with all the bits and bobs, how I'm feeling. I'll probably do like a week by week. Until I find out exactly where I am, I'll just keep sort of doing videos like this for now and just see where we go from there. But I think, like I said, about either 5 or 7 weeks. So very early, very lucky to have got tested and found out about it. So yay! All right, guys, speak soon.